The injuries look like those seen in people exposed to poisons like mustard gas.
That's how doctors are describing what they see in the lungs of vapors.
The chemicals can essentially burn your lungs. Find the truth at BehindTheHaze.com.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
At Toyota's National Sales Event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Toyota, let's go places.
I'm Dr. Christine Hahn. I'm an infectious disease doctor, and I'm Idaho's Medical Director for Public Health. It's my mission to keep our communities healthy and safe. That's why I believe every Idahoan should get their COVID-19 vaccine. The vaccine's been tested. It's proving to be very safe, and it's the most effective tool we have to stop the spread.
Walk into a pharmacy or visit covidvaccine.idaho.gov to find your free COVID-19 vaccine.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
We're Valley Agronomics, and if you want to maximize your yields and grow more, the country's best agronomists are here to answer your questions, help you find the right products, and take advantage of the newest technologies. Whether you farm 1,000 acres or you're just starting out, we will be here for everything you need to help your farm grow. We're proud to employ your neighbors and be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley Agronomics, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Good evening and welcome in to this IdahoSports.com Game Streams production of Magic Valley Game Night, presented by Teton Auto Group. Our major sponsors that make coverage on IdahoSports.com possible include your local Toyota dealer, Toyota, let's go places, Valley-wide co-op and country stores, and Project Filter, Idaho Fights Tobacco. We come to you live from Burley tonight, the beautiful facilities here at Burley High School on a hot, sunny, late September night, here for a Great Basin Conference showdown as the Minico Spartans, 4-0 on the season, 1-0 in conference play, take on the Burley Bobcats. They are 3-1 overall and 1-1 in the league. Hi, everybody, inside the broadcast booth. Brandon Bainey alongside Sean Kane as the Burley Bobcats come charging out onto the field. This is going to be a fun rivalry, Sean. These schools aren't too far apart, and they don't like each other that much.
No, only 9.1 miles separate these two schools and a body of water. But, yeah, they've played a bunch of times over the years, and it's a great little rivalry. I believe I saw some shirts that said something about the rivalry over the river or it's something in that respect. Yeah, but a lot of great memories here and at Minico against when these two teams come to battle it out.
Absolutely. So I don't know if we're going to do the national anthem first or if we're going to have the team captains meet. So let's go ahead and just tell you a little bit about this matchup coming in. For Minico, they are the second-ranked team in the state of Idaho right now in the media poll in terms of statewide rankings, because they are 4-0, and they've got some pretty impressive wins. 20-14 over Century, 26-8 over Bonneville, 21-13 at Middleton was the big one, and then last week, after a bye, opened up conference play with a 25-0 shutout win over Mountain Home. So it does look like we're going to do the national anthem first, and we'll tell you more about Minico and Burley when we come back. You're watching Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
Wherever you are, D.L. Evans Bank is right there to help. From applying for loans to opening new accounts and signing documents, personalized service is just a video call away. This is Bank Live with D.L. Evans Bank. This is community banking.
The injuries look like those seen in people exposed to poisons like mustard gas.
That's how doctors are describing what they see in the lungs of vapors.
The chemicals can essentially burn your lungs. Find the truth at BehindTheHaze.com.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Welcome back to Burley and Magic Valley Game Night here on IdahoSports.com. I'm Brandon Baney, he's Sean Kane, and this is a Great Basin Conference matchup between the Minico Spartans and the hometown Burley Bobcats. All right, let's start with Minico here, Sean. As we mentioned, 4-0 overall, 1-0 in the conference, a 25-0 shutout victory over Mountain Home in their conference opener last week. This is a defense that's only allowing 11.7 points per game, and that's really the bedrock of this Minico team.
Yeah, strong defense. Overall, out of the 4 games, they've only given up a total of 35 points. And I think a lot of that defense comes from their offense holding on to the ball long periods of time, so the defense doesn't even have to be out there very long. But, yeah, great defense, and the running game of Minico has just been phenomenal this year.
Yeah, the running game, they run that wing T offense where, there's probably about 5 or 6 different guys that we're going to call tonight as ball carriers. And it really is kind of a running back by committee. They'll go with the hot hand. The biggest change Minico made in the offseason was moving Brevin Trankel from quarterback. He had been the starting quarterback since his freshman year. He's now a junior. And they took him from quarterback and moved him to running back and linebacker. And they did that in part because Brevin Trankel is starting to get some interest from college football programs for his services on the defensive side of the ball. And when you're a quarterback, it's hard to ask your QB then to go turn around and be the leader of the defense.
That could be disastrous. And he's had a great season so far. He's 30 carries, 115 yards, so he's averaging about 4 yards per carry, and I think leads the team with 4 touchdowns so far.
Absolutely, and an absolute animal on defense as well. And again, right before the season started, Sean, he actually ended up breaking a couple of bones in his hand. And because of that, he's playing with a club on his right hand. Now, he's left-handed, which is okay, but when he takes the handoffs, it's like one-handed, but it works.
You got to be very precise there, for sure.
But the club ends up being a big factor on defense, of course. When
wrapping guys up and things.
And get in there and
maybe knock some balls out for fumbles.
I was talking to Brevin's dad, Brady Trankel, the athletic director here at Minico, and prior to the game, and he said he's already broken that cast like 2 or 3 times. So he said basically every week we're going back into the doctor's office to get a new cast put on. So definitely using that as a weapon. For Burley, let's talk about the Bobcats here. They are 3-1 overall. They had an exciting back-and-forth game with Kimberly last week. Burley scored on the last play of regulation in the opening half. Got an onside kick successfully and had a lot of big plays against that Kimberly defense. This is a Burley offense that's also making a quarterback switch. Last year it was Trevin Fenstermaker. This year they're going with Cale Loveland, the junior, and Fenstermaker is focusing on the defensive side of the ball. So 2 new QBs for each of these teams. And Burley also is kind of led by its running back crew of Ramsey Trevino and Preston Ramos. So here we go. Burley will kick off to start tonight's ball game. And it's one of the big guys that does the kicking here for Burley. It's Miguel Ruiz. And here is Ruiz's kick. It will be taken right around the 5-yard line for Minico. A good opportunity for a nice return. And taking it just shy of the 35-yard line on the return is Joseph Terry, the 5'8", 130-pound junior. So again, don't mind the sun. Smallest sunspot on the camera right now. Once that sun goes down, we're looking right into it. So the sun's going to set here pretty quick, though, in Burley. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Minico up first, and we'll get to see that wing T offense under head coach Keelan McCaffrey. Man in motion. They will turn and hand off on first down. This is a big play. That will go for almost a first down. We'll have to double check. That was Japheth Bendelay, the 5'7", 165-pound junior, and he is a speedster and a good one. And they do say it is enough for the first down. He got 12 yards on that carry.
Yeah, and that was that wing T on display. Kind of some misdirection. You're not quite sure who's going to come up with it, and it's just made to get those yards.
So 1st and 10 for Minico from their own 42-yard line. This is a handoff to Bendelay again, and he's swallowed up. That's a nice job by that Burley defensive line. And it looked like the first guy in there for the Bobcats defensively that time was Brandon Dunlap. He's a junior in there on the defensive line. So that play lost 2 yards. So Bendelay gains 12, loses 2. It's 2nd and 12. Little bobble on the handoff. I think Minico fell back on top of that as Dylan McKenzie took the snap for the Spartans, was trying to go to Bendelay, and Minico ends up losing 2 more yards there. So that's another -2 for Bendelay, who fell back on top of that loose ball. The handoff was a little too high that time.
Yep, just a little too high. Couldn't quite control it. Could have been really bad, but Lucky was able to fall back on it.
So 3rd and 14 now for the Bobcats. Or excuse me, for the Spartans. Bobcats trying to get a stop here on defense. McKenzie back to pass. Hit by Fenstermaker, and it's intercepted. That ball picked up by Burley. That's Reef Shaner who comes away with the interception. So Fenstermaker brought the pressure. Shaner gets the interception, and the Burley defense starts with a takeaway.
Yeah, and I believe Burley had a few. We didn't get into Burley too much, but I think they had a couple pretty big interceptions last week that were a big part of that win over Kimberly.
They did. The defense really showed up for the Bobcats last week. So with 10:18 to play in the first quarter of action, it's now 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. They'll start out of the shotgun. It's a flea flicker. Loveland is going to go deep down the sideline. It's caught and into the end zone for a Burley touchdown. That's a 44-yard flea flicker for a touchdown to Jacob Williams. How about that?
I like it. You just go for it on the first play, kind of catch him off guard.
And there's the fireworks here in Burley as, you know, it's been a long time since the Bobcats got a win over Minico, Sean, 2004.
2004 at Minico, Burley won 22-13. And last year it was pretty close, 25-15 Minico, where Burley had 243 passing yards and only 30 rushing yards, and Minico had 290 rushing and only 44 passing yards. So kind of a contrast of styles last year.
So Reef Shaner with the interception, and then it's a 44-yard flea flicker touchdown pass from Cale Loveland to Jacob Williams. He's a 6', 160-pound junior, and I know they're really excited about his potential. Now look at this. Fenstermaker, last year's quarterback, will line up and try and run in the 2-point conversion. And he does. 8-0 Bobcats. This is a team that's not afraid to do onside kicks. They're not afraid to go for 2, and it's 8-0 Burley.
Really paid off early there with that kind of quick play, the flea flicker back all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, so how about that? Last year's quarterback, Trevin Fenstermaker, runs in the 2-point conversion to make it 8-0 Burley with 10:08 to play here in our opening quarter of action. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Adam Haynes Insurance, a proud sponsor of the Burley Athletics teams. They would like to wish them luck in tonight's game. For all your insurance needs, call Adam at 208-679-8700. Being a good neighbor is about more than just being there when things go completely wrong. It's also about being there for all of life's moments when things go perfectly right. So let's do this right. Go Bobcats. Tonight's game also brought to you by Magic Valley Tires, Les Schwab Tire Center in Rupert. Manager Lane Rutschke and his crew are committed to getting you back on the road safely. Les Schwab doing the right thing since 1952. Give them a call today at 208-436-5600 or stop by at 109 South 100 West in Rupert. Magic Valley Tires, Les Schwab in Rupert is a proud supporter of Minico Spartan Athletics. Ruiz ready to kick off again here for the Bobcats. Terry back deep to return for Minico. We'll take it just shy of the 10. Heads up that near side, has a seam. Lowers the shoulder and returns it out to the 29-yard line. Or the 39, beg your pardon. Well, I can still smell the smoke from the fireworks shot.
Yeah, that was, must have been close.
So another good kickoff return for Joseph Terry. It's going to be 1st and 10.
Yeah, he lowered his shoulder and just took a Burley defender with him for a few extra yards.
So Minico had the 12-yard run on their first play of the game, and after that they went nothing but backwards, right? A couple of lost yardage plays, and then the interception on 3rd down thrown by McKenzie.
Yeah, and I mean, the game plan to be against Minico is to get them in a 3rd down and long where they have to throw the ball.
They will give on a double handoff and smacked in the backfield. Trevin Fenstermaker again is there for the big stoppage. As they tried to go to Terry that time. They faked to Bendelay and then gave to Terry, and he lost 6 yards on that carry.
And to me, that seemed like that play was a little blown too. Like they didn't quite get the handoff to the right person they were going for.
I'll tell you, Trevin Fenstermaker has been all over. He's kind of a stand-up defensive end on that line for Burley. You'll see him wearing the number 7 there. Now he's in a more traditional 4-point stance at defensive end. 2nd and 16, inside counter. And right back to the original line of scrimmage on the carry that time for Minico.
And guess who tackled him?
Fenstermaker. Trying to see who carried that. I believe that was Bendelay. So Bendelay gets him right back to the line of scrimmage with a 6-yard gain. And, 3rd and 10 now, Sean, with 8:50 to play in our opening quarter.
I mean, if you're Burley, this is what you want when Minico's on offense. You want them in long 3rd down situations.
3rd and 10, inside counter again. This is Terry into the secondary, one man to beat. Taken out at the 35-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle there from Burley's Khalil Schroeder.
But kind of what Minico's done all year is they stuck with it. They kept running it. Oh.
Hold on, a holding call against Minico. We'll bring that back. So that was a 20-yard run by Terry. Minico fans don't like that, and we'll move it on back. And now you hear the Burley student section chanting, "You can't do it." This, Sean, we've been to some really good high school football atmospheres, but man, this might be the best one we've been to so far because you can just feel
the rivalry. They
Yeah.
They know each other. They've played some youth sports probably together or against each other, and you can feel it.
Absolutely. So now it's 3rd and 15 for the Spartans. McKenzie will keep it himself and won't get too far. Nice job by Burley in there defensively on the stop. Jacob Williams, he's the guy who caught the touchdown. So McKenzie only runs for 2 yards on that carry, and Minico will punt. And I'll tell you, Sean, Burley's only loss of the season came in the season opener against Mountain Home.
Close game.
1 possession game. They lost 28-21. Here's the punt from Minico. That's a good one. We'll take a Burley bounce, though, and we'll be down right around the 38-yard line. So Burley lost that game by 1, had a chance at the game-tying touchdown late. Pass was dropped in the end zone. And not only was it a heartbreaking loss to start the season, but it was a conference loss, too.
Interesting to have a conference game in the first game of the season. You don't see that.
I hate that. But with 7 teams in the Great Basin Conference, I mean, you kind of have to. but it's tough for sure. 1st and 10. This is a handoff to Preston Ramos. He's part of the two-headed monster in that Burley backfield. A good run for Ramos off right tackle. That time picks up 4. So think about, if they play that game later in the year, I'm not sure that Burley doesn't win that game, and maybe they're 4-0 and 2-0 in the league instead of 3-1 and 1-1 in the conference.
Yeah, I mean, with a big conference, every game becomes very important.
2nd and 6. Ramos up the middle, breaking tackles into the secondary. And ducking out of bounds around the 45-yard line. They're actually going to call it closer to the 46. And I should clarify, that is the 44-yard line of Minico. So that's a gain of 8 on the carry for Ramos, and another first down for Burley. They have looked very impressive here in the early going. 1st and 10 again. This is Jacob Williams on a fly sweep that time and brought down in the backfield. Nick Gibson coming up to make the stop for Minico. And Williams loses a yard on the fly sweep.
Yeah, and Burley went on to beat Buell 32-12, and then a conference opponent, Wood River, 27-20, and then last week Kimberly. So not in bad shape either at this part of the season.
And it's a hot game tonight. It's late September. We should be not so hot out. The sun, again, bearing down. And we apologize for the sun rays that are coming through, folks. 2nd down and 12 on the run is Loveland. Threw it short. Deflected by Easton Arthur defensively for Minico. It's now 3rd down and 13. So now it's Burley for the first time tonight. Backed up into a 3rd and long situation here. So what do the Bobcats have in store here with 6:15 to play in the opening quarter, leading 8-0 on a 44-yard flea flicker pass from Cale Loveland to Jacob Williams. Loveland alone out of the shotgun formation here. Everybody into the pattern. Here comes the heat. He's sacked back at the 40. Brevin Trankel. Trankel came through and absolutely smoked Cale Loveland. That'll bring up 4th down, and Burley will punt.
Yeah, it didn't look like anyone was open and just kind of had to eat that one. Probably a good decision not to try to do too much.
I know Brady has a lot of family watching down in Texas tonight, so shout out to the Trankel family in Texas watching Brevin out there on the field tonight. That's what Brady Trankel told me prior to the game this evening. So it doesn't matter where you live, Idaho, Texas, wherever, you can catch the game live and free on IdahoSports.com. Burley, I don't know if that was a called fake punt or if that was an on-the-fly decision, but the punter, Ryan Jensen, didn't get far at all, and they'll give it back to Minico on downs in really good field position here, Sean.
Yeah, it looked designed like a designed run out of the fake punt and just nowhere to go. I think Minico could kind of sense it. I also kind of thought it was almost 2-down territory before the sack when they were on the other side of the 50 anyways, but best field position for Minico so far tonight.
Well, it was like 4th down and 20, so it's just
Didn't
a long way to go to pick up that first down. Speaking of first downs, Minico awfully close to one. That's some tough running inside for Bendelay, and Japheth Bendelay does have 11 yards in the first down.
And Bendelay has 319 yards so far this season, and he's averaging about 5.5 per carry. So he's getting a lot of carries. He's gotten 58 carries so far. So they rely pretty heavily on him too.
For sure. So Burley coach Dylan Corliss takes the timeout. We'll let you know that tonight's game is brought to you in part by AMI Supply. They provide agricultural and industrial equipment and tools for the Burley area. Their friendly staff will help you find the tools you need for any project, and they guarantee you will be satisfied with their service. Call them today at 208-678-4632 or stop in at 719 Overland Avenue in Burley. AMI is a huge supporter of Burley student-athletes and very proud of their football team. AMI Supply is cheering on the Burley Bobcats in tonight's game. So out of the timeout here, it'll be 1st and 10 for Minico. Ball is at the 29-yard line of Burley, and 5:18 to play in our opening quarter of action. It is 8-0. Burley on top. Minico trying to respond. This is an inside handoff, this time to Matt Dozier. Dozier's kind of the fullback of this Minico offense, and Dozier's only able to get a yard.
Yeah, Dozier looks like a fullback. He's kind of got that just big square body.
And that's the thing with Minico. They're always subbing guys in and out, and that's the thing with the wing T. You never know who's going to get the ball. We saw that last week in Westside.
They run a little bit of wing T there.
Man in motion. They will give to Bendelay up the middle, and again, tough sledding inside. Nice tackle by Burley's Reef Shaner. He had the interception, and he's kind of the middle linebacker of that Burley defense as well.
Yeah, with that wing T, you always see, teams run the person in motion. It's kind of interesting to see. Westside kind of had an interesting thing with the guy in motion always patting one guy on the line. I don't know if that's to tell a play or just part of their thing, but you always see something interesting from the guy in motion.
And Minico's wing T is more of a traditional wing T where you've got a wing back on each side of the line. They will toss it on the outside to Terry. Joseph Terry across the 25, right around the 24. It'll be 4th down and about 4 here for Minico.
And I think that's kind of been Minico's bread and butter, is they just kind of run that traditional wing T, get 4 or 5 yards, and then that big play breaks every now and then that it's just really hard for defense to stick with it.
And how about this? They are going to bring on a field goal attempt here. Burley will. This is going to be a 41-yard field goal try. That would be a long one. It is on the way, and it is through. It snuck through. Wow. What a kick. A 41-yard field goal for Minico. And it's 8-3 now here in the first quarter.
Wow, that's got to be the longest kick we've seen all year.
Well, yeah, we haven't seen too many field goals over the course of our broadcast schedule. That was Angel Navarrete, the senior, coming through with the 41-yard field goal. How about that?
What a weapon to have as the season goes on, right? And that's outside and not really in great conditions tonight. No wind or anything, just beautiful. I mean, you would call it a fall eve, but it's probably like 70 degrees outside.
Yeah, it's definitely the summer feeling out there for sure. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Mount Harrison Audiology and Hearing Aids in Rupert. They provide affordable, appropriate, personalized, and truly local hearing health care. The Pickup family is grateful to be able to serve the Mini-Cassia area and want to wish the Minico boys good luck in tonight's game. Call to make an appointment today at Mount Harrison Audiology and Hearing Aids in Rupert, 208-312-0957, or visit them online at mtharrisonaudiology.com. Here's the kickoff from Minico. Will be taken at the 2 by Jacob Williams. Slipped for a moment and tackled back around the 16-yard line. Good coverage by Minico. Jorge Solorio coming up to make the stop on special teams.
Good kickoff, too. Just far enough back that he kind of had to take that out.
So here we go, Sean. 3:16 to play, first quarter, 8-3. That's the kind of score we had pegged coming in, right?
Yeah, 8-3. We get a safety in there. Maybe 8-5 would be would be interesting.
Yeah, a baseball score for sure. So here we go, 1st and 10 for Burley. Ramsey Trevino gets his first carry of the night, and he is upended. Wow. What a hit delivered by Nick Gibson for Minico, and Trevino gains 1. Ramsey Trevino was the starting running back for Burley last year as a sophomore, and then in basketball season he tore his ACL, and it's been a long road to recovery for Ramsey Trevino, and it's great to see him back out there for Burley and looking like the strong, powerful runner that we know he is. But man, what a tackle by Nick Gibson.
Yeah, he got him. Kind of went right in there and stopped him.
2nd and 9. Trevino on the carry again, carrying a couple of defenders this time to the 30. It'll be 3rd and short for the Bobcats.
It was two forces that didn't really want to move one way or the other.
I'm going to call it 3rd down and 4 for the Bobcats with the ball right at the 25-yard line. So a nice 5-yard run on that carry from Ramsey Trevino. Burley backed up in their own territory. 3rd down and 4. Hand up to Trevino. Snuffed out of the backfield, but a penalty flag comes in as well. So we'll see what the call is here. And this is the Minico defense I think we expected to see tonight, Sean.
Yeah, they're tough inside the tackles. They don't give up a lot. If you don't get those blocks, those guys are coming in quick, and they're fast. They're really fast, too, off the edges.
Flying around like their hair's on fire. It's going to be a holding call against Burley. Minico will decline that penalty and just take the result of the play, which will make it 4th down and 4. So they didn't actually gain any yardage on that play.
I mean, if you're Minico and you've only given up 35 points in 4 games, you know the defense is really helping you out.
So Burley ready to punt, or are they? Minico head coach Keelan McCaffrey going to take the timeout after Burley ran the fake punt last time. I'm sure he wants to make sure all his ducks are in a row. So while they take the timeout, we'll let you know that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Kelly's Bearing. Are you looking for parts for your machinery or farm equipment in the Magic Valley? If so, your search will lead you to Kelly's Bearing and Steel Supply in Burley. A knowledgeable staff with over 20 years of experience will help you find exactly what you need, with parts always in stock and delivery or pickup options available. Stop in and visit Kelly's Bearing and Steel Supply today at 1407 East Main Street or call 208-678-9398. Best of luck to the Burley boys from Kelly's Bearing. Also, Franklin Building Supply, a proud sponsor of Burley Athletics. They make building easy. You can find them at 303 North Overland Avenue in Burley. Go Bobcats. 4th down, and a punt from Jensen for Burley. Terry will hop back and pick it up on the bounce at the 35. That ball came out. It is recovered by the Bobcats, I believe, at the bottom of that pile. They got it. What a tremendous job, and coming out of it for Burley with the football is Bailey Garza, one of the linemen. What a costly mistake. I thought he was going to let that punt go. He decided to pick it up at the last moment, and Terry fumbles the punt.
Yeah, I had a hard time picking it up because I thought he was going to stop, and then he started running, and he did not have that ball secure.
And this has been a hallmark of Burley's success early on this season, Sean, right? The takeaways. 1st and 10, Ramsey Trevino to the 30, and a penalty flag comes out. We'll see if this play comes back. As it stands, it's about a 6-yard run for Ramsey Trevino.
Yeah, you know, when you talk to coaches, they always kind of talk about intangibles, kind of those, turnovers and things that happen. And right now, Burley's just really, they've got the interception, now they've got the fumble recovery. They're really winning those kind of special teams and turnover battles.
And a personal foul penalty against Minico. So that'll be 15 yards tacked on to the end of the play. And we'll see where they move this ball. It's going to be inside the 20. So how about this? 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. The ball is at the Minico 14-yard line following that personal foul call. Loveland out of the shotgun. Trevino back there with him. Will hand off to Trevino and swallowed up. And another flag in. Chris Torres coming through to make the stop that time for Minico. And again, we'll see what the call is here. I think Burley is trying to plead their case here. It's going to be a chop block against the Bobcats. So a chop blocking penalty against the Bobcats. Now, boy, Sean, from the 14 all the way back to the 30 now for Burley.
Yeah.
Where it will be 1st down and from like 29, 20, first
25.
First and 25.
They almost had basically first and goal, and now you have first and 25.
Well, the flag giveth and the flag taketh away. Something like that.
I guess they equal out. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't know. I think Burley got the worst end of it. First and 25. Loveland under center will hand off to Trevino. Nowhere to go. Filling the hole quickly that time for Minico. Coming up on the stop, Trayton Bischoff, junior defensive end. That's the other thing about this Minico team, Sean. They're fairly young. They've got like 32 juniors in this program. So, I mean, all these guys we're seeing, they're all going to be back next year for the most part.
Yeah, that's great. You know, you get the experience, you're playing at a high level, and then get to come back. You know, coaches really talk about, I've got my guys, and they're going to be seniors, and they're going to get these guys for a whole nother year is amazing.
Inside 30 seconds to play in our opening quarter of action. Loveland back to pass. Throws a screen pass to Williams. Breaks a couple of tackles. And we'll take it to the 20-yard line. So a gain of about 4 on that screen pass from Loveland to Williams. And that should be the end of the first quarter of action here. So 8-3. Burley leads by 5 of all scores.
Let's get the calculator out here.
Yeah, this is hard math for sure. So 1 quarter in the books, 8-3, Burley with the lead. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Burley Physical Therapy. At Burley Physical Therapy, you can expect professional rehabilitation with a personal touch. They are the only facility in the area that provides in-house aquatic therapy. They also offer sports medicine and outpatient physical therapy for everyone in the Mini-Cassia area. Burley Physical Therapy, located at 1263 Bennett Avenue in Burley, or give them a call at 208-678-1191. Burley Physical Therapy. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Brewster Cheese, the largest manufacturer of Swiss cheese in the United States. They produce more than 100 million pounds of award-winning all-natural Swiss cheese each year. Plus, they love what they do and, of course, love to hashtag Make It Swiss. Yeah, they know they're cheesy. They also love supporting the local community and wish the Minico Spartans the best of luck in today's game. One of our good longtime sponsors here at IdahoSports.com, that's Brewster Cheese.
Love it.
So here we go, Sean. Moving on to the second quarter. We'll flip the field here. And for Burley, it'll be 2nd down and 24. With the ball right at the 20-yard line. It's actually going to be closer to 2nd and like 16.
And I think it's 3rd down.
Oh, yeah, third down as well. They haven't updated that on the scoreboard. So 3rd and 16, Loveland feeling the heat, lets it fly to the end zone, just beyond the outstretched fingertips of Khalil Schroeder. 4th down. First.
So does Burley have a leg?
Now, they've got, one of their linemen handles the kicking. Miguel Ruiz.
Oh, yeah. This might be out of his range.
We'll have to see. If they did decide to kick, it would be a 37-yard field goal try. So,
which in high school is pretty. It's not a for sure thing, and for sure, you know.
Yeah. I mean, in high school, sometimes the 30-yarder is hard. We saw Navarrete make a 41-yard field goal for Minico, though.
It's got to be one of the farthest this year for sure.
So Burley will line up and go for it here on 4th down. Play action fake. Loveland rolling out. Will float it up to the end zone. It is caught! And then he dropped it! Incomplete pass! And Minico stands tall on 4th down. Oh, they tried to go to Ramsey Trevino sneaking out of the backfield, and he had it, and then got popped, and he dropped it.
And Loveland just got hammered in the backfield. He popped up. But I think, you got to go for it there.
That was a nice play-action fake as well.
Yeah, I think they got what they wanted. They got the matchup they want, and he had it in and out. And, Minico kind of got one of those intangible things now. And maybe they can put some more offense on the board here.
Yeah, it's a tough way to go for sure. So 1st and 10 for Minico. Can the Spartans take advantage? They cannot. Penalty flag. And, Burley encroachment. Okay. Now, I don't know if you can hear it in the background on the broadcast tonight, but both sides, Sean, Burley and Minico, were given thunder sticks.
Yeah, I think there's some medical facility that supports both communities. Like we talked about, they're 9 miles apart, so I think the medical place brought sticks for everyone.
Red for Minico, green for Burley. 1st and 5. This is Bendelay taking it to the 29-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 1. So 4-yard run for Japheth Bendelay. And I'll tell you, coming in, I expected 5-6 guys to tote the rock, but really it's been Bendelay so far, 7 carries.
Well, yeah, that's, I think looking at their stats, they had 4 guys that had over 100 yards for the season, so that'd be a good assumption.
2nd and 1. Handoff off the right side this time. That's the first carry of the night for J.T. Garza. And Garza has the first down with ease. Takes it from the 29 all the way to the 37. That's a gain of 8 and a first down.
And again, another junior on the Minico team, Garza, junior, 6'4", running back, plays some cornerback as well.
That's a big dude for running back.
That's what I had to look. I'm like, he's pretty tall, 6'4".
1st and 10 for the Spartans. Inside counter into the secondary. Nobody will catch him. Joseph Terry will take it to the end zone for the Minico touchdown. That is a 63-yard touchdown run. Nine to 8 Minico with 10:36 to play. Here's the PAT try by Navarrete.
Navarrete has got a big-time leg. Five yards, 3 yards, and then boom, one bus open. Burley didn't have anyone back in the defense, so if you get past that second level, it's open.
So with 10:36 to go before halftime, Terry is the guy who fumbled that punt, makes up for it with the 63-yard touchdown run for.
He has some wheels. You can see why he's on the punt return.
Absolutely. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Cameron Electric. If your pump is humming but isn't running, if your potatoes are thirsty but your water isn't flowing, give Cameron Electric a call. Cameron Electric is your mini cashier electrician specializing in pumps, panel service, lighting upgrades, and more. Give owner Ty Cameron a call today at 208-312-1990 or find out more online at CameronElectricID.com. Cameron Electric, proud to support Burley and Minico in tonight's game. That is, boy, Navarrete through the back of the end zone for a touchback. He's got a leg.
That's what I'm saying. I've been following all the kickers this year.
We have been pretty lucky, Sean. We've seen some really good kickers. Navarrete might be the new leader.
Yeah. Remind me who's the kicker from Rigby.
Forrest Uminski.
Yeah, he'd have been at the top, but now. And there's also Hershey from Highland who's gotten some, I think Division I offers for kicking.
Yes, he has. 1st and 10 for Burley. They will hand off to Ryan Jensen, and Jensen right back to the line of scrimmage, maybe even lost a yard. He did. So Ryan Jensen with his first carry of the night, and boy, Minico, after giving up that flea flicker to start off the game, they're pretty locked in now defensively.
Yeah, you can tell the defense is kind of settled down. They kind of have the rivalry thing going, but they're locked in. They're snuffing out the Burley running backs in the backfield. They've had 2 or 3 tackles for losses.
Loveland out of the gun. And off to Jensen again off the right side this time, and Jensen takes it to the 24. Nick Gibson in on the stop for Minico.
But you kind of have to give credit to Burley. They're not giving up on the run either. I think with all those Minico defensive players going in there, you could kind of give up on the run quick, but they're sticking with it, trying to open up some of those passing plays.
Well, and that's what's made their passing so effective, right? The flea flicker led to the touchdown. Probably should have had a second touchdown to Trevino, but he dropped it. So, yeah, I kind of like the strategy as well. 3rd and 8 now for Burley. Loveland out of the gun. It'll be a fly sweep to Williams. And Jacob Williams, not much sledding, maybe got a yard. It'll be 4th down. So that's the play they ran right before halftime last week as time expired to get a touchdown against Kimberly. They ran that fly sweep from about 40 yards out. I think Kimberly was probably expecting a pass, and Burley caught him off guard with the run. And they scored right at the end of the half, which was pretty exciting. So a yard for Williams on that fly sweep, and now Jensen will punt it away. Joseph Terry back deep to return for Minico, stands at his own 40. Low snap. Jensen's got it. Line drive kick. Terry fielded at the 40. Breaks a tackle, 45, and to the Burley 49-yard line. That's a nice 11-yard return on the punt for Terry.
And I like it. Terry just still going after it, not being tentative after that fumble.
All right, so if you're Burley here, how do you stop this Minico rushing attack?
Well, I think you got to take some risks. You know, you got to kind of load the guys up in the box, but you got to be careful not to leave too many back or too many in the box, because then it leaves it open. But, yeah, you've just got to find your assignments.
Well, I would say they found their assignments there, Sean, as that play ends up losing a couple of yards for Minico.
Which is, I think, pretty rare. But then, you know, Minico, it doesn't matter. They might lose a couple and then gain a couple, and they're just going to keep running it and running it.
So a loss of 3 on that carry. One of the few times tonight that Minico has been knocked back. So 2nd and 13 for the Spartans. McKenzie out of the gun. A waggle play, setting up, throwing, pass complete. That's caught at the 40, the 30. He's got a convoy of blockers. He will take it to the end zone for a 47-yard touchdown. Actually, a 53-yard touchdown reception. Nice waggle pass to Bendelay, and Minico extends the lead.
Well, it looks like there's a flag.
You're right. Back at the 30-yard line. So we'll take those points off the board here for a moment. See what the call is. Guess which side we're sitting on tonight, Sean, for the broadcast. I don't know if you can hear those boos, but we are on the Minico side of the bleachers, the visitors' side here in Burley. So a blocking penalty against Minico downfield. So that ends up only being a 4-yard pass completion from McKenzie to Bendelay. 2nd and 6. McKenzie rolling out again, throwing it deep. It is through the fingertips of Joseph Terry, incomplete.
Had him. He was definitely open, just couldn't quite bring it in. And Minico kind of doing the same thing now. They're they've been running and trying to kind of catch Burley off guard with a couple passes.
7:27 to play before halftime. 3rd and 6 for Minico, and these are the kinds of things that Minico will have to do as they get later in the conference season and into the playoffs, right? Yeah. They're going to have to be able to throw the ball a little bit. Running into his own guy that time is Joseph Terry. Ran into one of his own blockers and only gets a yard.
Yeah, he kind of had to move that blocker out of the way.
So 4th down and 3 now for Minico. And I think the Spartans are going to stay out there and go for it. Brevin Trankel just came into the game.
You know, with the way they run the ball, 3 yards is, I mean, if it's 3 yards, I think you go for it when you're on the other side of the field.
4th and 3. McKenzie, man in motion, will give to Brevin Trankel, and Trankel didn't get there. I don't think the ball came out. Burley was holding it up like the ball was fumbled, but they turn it over on downs, and Trankel only got a couple of yards on that carry. They needed 3. He got 2.
So I've been pretty impressed with Burley's defense. They've given up some big plays, but overall their defense has been a lot better than it kind of looked on paper to me.
Yeah, I mean, Burley is just as impressive defensively as Minico is. You're absolutely right, Sean.
And I had to check the score because I feel like there's been a lot of scoring, but they've come back, and it's still only 8-10.
Yeah, 10-8. That's life in the Great Basin Conference this year. A lot of defensive slugfests. And up on the right side, Preston Ramos, and Ramos will pick up about 5. And it'll be 2nd and 5 now for the Bobcats with 6:18 to play here before halftime. Burley trailing Minico 10-8 here in the rivalry on the river. Second and 5, high snap. Loveland gets it down. This is Ramos again. And Ramos picks up about 2 that time. It'll be 3rd and short.
And that's just kind of something I've noticed all year is snapping becomes just an important part. I mean, obviously it's an important part of the game, but it's so important at the high school level that those snaps are on target, or you have someone really athletic like Loveland there to grab it back.
Well, and he's a tall guy, too. You know, Cale Loveland comes in as Burley's starting quarterback this year, and, I mean,
6'2",
185. They'll hand off to, no, it's a quarterback keeper for Loveland. Lowers the shoulder and picks up the first down. Ends up getting 7 yards on that carry, and that's a first down. I love the play action or the fake handoff, quarterback keeper off the right side, and Loveland moves the sticks. So a fresh set of downs for Burley. Clock continues to roll. 5 minutes to play before halftime. 10-8, Minico. A lot of unusual scoring tonight so far. 1st and 10. Loveland going to swing it high, incomplete. Peyton McManus out there at corner. Almost had a play on it for Minico. 2nd down.
Yep, the Burley's receiver's hands weren't in front of his face. He might have been able to grab that. I think the hands went up and just blocked him.
So it will be 2nd and 10 here. 4:49 to play before halftime. Magic Valley game night on IdahoSports.com.
Not our normal area for me and you, but nice to come down here.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of good football teams in the Magic Valley this year. It's tough to get out to them all, you know. Declo and Gooding and Kimberly and Twin Falls. Pump faking is Loveland, slinging it over the middle. That's caught by Fenstermaker. His first reception of the night. Across the 35 and down around the 32-yard line. That's a gain of 12 and a first down. So how about that? Fenstermaker with his first reception of the night.
Fenstermaker's been all over tonight, defensively and offensively.
And, you know, it says a lot for a kid that was the quarterback last year to do what's best for the team and help out in a variety of different ways.
Especially on defense. It's interesting to see those kids make that transition.
Handoff this time for Burley. That was Ramos. And coming up to meet him defensively that time for the Spartans was Kobe Espinoza. And it's a gain of 2.
From being the quarterback to trying to tackle the quarterback, right?
And catching balls from the quarterback. And that, Brevin Trankel doing the same thing for Minico.
For Minico.
Of course, Brevin also a great basketball player. A lot of these Minico guys also play basketball. One of the favorites in the Great Basin Conference for hoops, along with Jerome, as Trevino swallowed up by Brevin Trankel in the backfield.
Yeah, Minico, I think, snuffed that out pretty quickly. It was not biting on the reverse.
So that loses 5 yards that time to Trevino. Third down and 13 now for Burley. From the Minico 35-yard line, we are down to 3:10 to play before halftime. And Minico leading 10-8.
And Burley will get the ball at halftime, so I'm sure they don't really want to give the ball back to Minico before then.
Yeah, this is a big drive for the Bobcats for sure. 3rd and 13, Loveland out of the gun, 2 receivers either side, back to pass. Feeling the heat, steps up, throws incomplete. Tranquil in coverage, they were trying to go to Preston Ramos, it's 4th down.
He had one hand on it.
I think he was using that club.
I mean, that'd be a pretty amazing catch, right? Kind of elbow catch with no hand.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it out there. I mean, this looks like a big oven mitt. I think it's cool too how he takes the handoffs, just one-handed.
I mean, that just kind of makes me nervous with that wing T offense, but
yeah,
they've got it down.
Very true. So 4th down, Jensen will come on to punt. And again, Minico wary of the fake, and head coach Keelan McCaffrey going to take another timeout here to make sure his guys are set. So by running that first fake punt that didn't really go anywhere, Sean, Burley has now caused Minico to burn 2 timeouts on subsequent punts. So on that hand, I guess the strategy paid off.
Yeah, I mean, the fake didn't go anywhere, but the longevity of it's in their minds. You can hear it too. We're on, like we said, we're on the Minico side, so every time Burley goes to punt, you can hear coaches go, watch the fake, watch the fake. So it's on the minds for sure.
Absolutely. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Barclay Truck Rebuilders. They've been serving Idaho and the surrounding areas for almost 30 years. Through the years, they've become one of the leading specialized truck and trailer repair shops in the Northwest United States. With this experience, you know you can trust Barclay Truck Rebuilders with any of your truck or trailer needs. Barclay Truck Rebuilders Incorporated proudly supports the Minico football team and wishes them luck. Also, A&S Auto, a proud supporter of Burley and Minico athletics. They have lots of great pickups and four-wheel drives right now waiting for you to drive them away. Come on down to 1038 Overland Avenue to check them out. A&S also has a pawn shop on Jensen, meanwhile, still won't get anywhere close to the first down. Tranquil trying to rip the ball out, force the turnover. And again, Sean, that only picked up about 2 yards, and they needed 12. And not only that, but a penalty flag.
I mean, he ran like 15 to get 2. You know what I mean? He was all the way back, and I don't know if he's reading that and deciding not to punt it, because that's what it kind of looked like to me. Is like he's looking, and then the punt comes, and then he's trying to read the defense, but.
So holding against Burley was the penalty. Minico will obviously decline that and take the result of the play, which is a turnover on downs. And those fake punts, a lot of times when teams run those, you'll see the ball snapped to like the personal protector or the up back because they've got a shorter distance to go. The punter is at least 7 yards away from the line of scrimmage, so he not only has to run the 12 yards to pick up the first down, but the additional 7 yards just to get from where he was standing.
Yeah, it just felt like he's running forever.
It's interesting. McKenzie on first down throws the pass a little far in front, but it is hauled in for the catch. And making the reception that time was JT Garza. Loses a yard, though. You know, he threw that a little far out in front of him, but I think even if that throw is more on target, I'm not sure Garza really had anywhere to go with it. So here we go, second down. Ball is deflected and intercepted. Picked off by the Bobcats. On the return, making a man miss, looking for the end zone. And he is out around the 2-yard line. That ball was tipped and then picked by Khalil Schroeder.
Wow.
Wow, and now what are they going to say? Touchdown? No, I don't think so.
No, he was definitely short.
The PA announcer said touchdown, but he definitely stepped out of bounds around the 2. Either way, that ball was tipped, and I didn't see who initially tipped it, but Khalil Schroeder came away with the interception. And now do they call it a touch? No, they got to take that off the scoreboard.
Yeah,
too.
Unless my depth perception is that bad, I do not think he got in.
The ball is at the 3-yard line, and now the officials are going to call timeout here because there is some confusion.
Yeah.
They're going to go over and sort this out.
I'm pretty sure he did not get in, but, what do I know?
That is the third takeaway by the Bobcats.
2 interceptions and a fumble recovery, and
what a job.
Yeah, their defense is coming up big.
So Schroeder with the interception would have been about a 35-yard pick six, but like we said, he stepped out of bounds right around the 3, so they'll get that sorted out. It'll be 1st and goal for either way, very, very good field position for Burley. This is kind of what they've done all year, put the offense in good positions. 1st and goal from the 3. Loveland out of the gun on a hard count, trying to get Minico to jump. We'll hand off to Ramos. Penalty flag flies. And for the moment, it's a touchdown, but I think it's coming back.
Yeah.
And a false start called against Burley.
The scoreboard's been fixed. It still says, Burley's 8, Minico 10.
The scoreboard operator's got to be thinking like, hey, give me a break here, guys.
And all those things are different too. I've seen them; they're real easy to operate. Some are hard, and people just do that, volunteer to do that, and we're just thankful that they're there to do it.
Luckily, it isn't one of those scoreboards where you have to go all the way to like 99 before you can reset it to start over. You've seen those old scoreboards, right?
Then that's when you need the lady who's done it for 35 years, so there's never a mistake.
Right. Burley does a great job. Randy Wynn, their athletic director. Great venues, beautiful facility, of course, the turf here in Burley. So 2nd and goal from the 6 this time, actually the 7. This is a handoff to Ramsey Trevino. And Trevino will take it to about the 5, so 3rd and goal from the 5. Oh, only 2nd and goal because it was a false start. No loss of down. Yeah. I appreciate you letting me figure that out on my own before you just jump in and publicly shame me on the air.
Well, I shouldn't just be looking at the scoreboard, right?
2nd and goal from the 5. Loveland in an I formation. Will turn in hand. No, it's a fake. Loveland trying to score himself. And he will be met at the goal line, didn't get there. In fact, he's pushed out to about the 3. We'll see where they mark this at. That was a nice play fake, though, and Loveland again tried to keep it off the left side. Another timeout taken here, this time by Burley, I believe. So we'll see where they put it. I think they're going to put it at the 4. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 4 here, Sean. I'll tell you, that was a nice play fake that last time, and as Loveland rolled out, the gap closed all of a sudden because Minico is fast and they fly to the football.
Yeah, they don't leave a lot of holes open, and they it's the linebackers too. They just kind of fill that hole even if no one's there. They're in there just quick. Because I thought he was in for sure, and all of a sudden, boom, met.
So 45 seconds to go before halftime. 10-8. Minico leads Burley by 2. Minico facing a 3rd and goal from the 4. And for Minico, each side has 1 timeout remaining. And again, Burley gets the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, so score here is, big for Burley, I think, going to halftime.
And obviously, 2-down territory for Burley if they don't get it here on 3rd and goal. Minico fans on their feet trying to make some noise. 3rd and goal from the 4 with 55. Now the clock's off. Now it says 55 minutes.
It says 34 or 40 seconds or so left.
It was 45, and now they've put 55 seconds back on the clock. Maybe that was at the official's discretion.
That makes sense.
3rd and goal. Trevino lowers the shoulder, didn't get. Well, now the one official almost threw up his hands for the touchdown, but I don't think he got there. It's going to be 4th and goal for Burley. He took it to the 1, so a 2-yard carry there for Trevino.
And what a stand this could be for Minico. We're talking about it'd be great for Burley, but Burley with Minico with 3 turnovers, if they could get a stand here.
Trying a quick snap. They'll hand off to Ramos. He didn't get it! Minico stopped him! What a goal line stand by the Spartans!
Wow. And that could be just as big with, having 3 turnovers, not to let Burley get a score off there, and that could be huge later on in the evening.
That's almost a little deflating for Burley.
Yeah, just came up with it, and
they had first and goal from the 3. The penalty backed it up to the 7.
The penalty was kind of just the shot in the heart there.
That was big. That was a big penalty. What a goal line stand for Minico. Wow. So 19 seconds to play before halftime. Now Minico has to be careful here because they're backed up in their own end zone.
They're going to take a timeout.
Timeout to talk about it because if 4A football fans will recall, last year in the postseason, in the quarterfinals, Blackfoot was at Emmett, and Blackfoot had forced a nice goal. They had the lead late in the game. They had forced a nice goal line stand just like Minico just did, but on the next play, Emmett tackled them in the end zone for a safety, got the ball back, marched it down, scored a touchdown, and Blackfoot's season was over.
Yeah, that was a crazy turn of events. I remember kind of following along, and wow. And, the way the score is here, if the Bobcats got 2 points, it would be 10-10. So, yeah, you don't want it. You don't want to give up. You don't want to give it up here. It's a tough place to be.
Yeah, so you got to be real careful here. And
the Burley defense has been on it too. They've been putting some pressure down inside, and they've come up with some turnovers.
Burley's still got 1 timeout left as well if they really want to try to do something here. Minico will kneel down, and Burley will do exactly that. They'll take the timeout to try and at least one more crack at it because, oh no, now they'll say
That's
no.
It.
Okay. So they wave off the timeout, and 10-8 at halftime.
Yeah,
don't have a lot of those.
Interesting end, that big interception by Burley, but just goal line stand by Minico.
Well, if you love defense, this is the kind of league for you. The Great Basin Conference is full of top-flight defenses up and down. So, Minico 10, Burley 8 at halftime. We will be back with the halftime show right after this break. You're watching Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
The injuries look like those seen in people exposed to poisons like mustard gas.
That's how doctors are describing what they see in the lungs of vapors.
The chemicals can essentially burn your lungs. Find the truth at BehindTheHaze.com.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
At Toyota's National Sales Event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Toyota, let's go places.
I'm Dr. Christine Hahn. I'm an infectious disease doctor, and I'm Idaho's medical director for public health. It's my mission to keep our communities healthy and safe. That's why I believe every Idahoan should get their COVID-19 vaccine. The vaccine's been tested. It's proving to be very safe, and it's the most effective tool we have to stop the spread.
Walk into a pharmacy or visit covidvaccine.idaho.gov to find your free COVID-19 vaccine.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
We're Valley Agronomics, and if you want to maximize your yields and grow more, The country's best agronomists are here to answer your questions, help you find the right products, and take advantage of the newest technologies. Whether you farm 1,000 acres or you're just starting out, we will be here for everything you need to help your farm grow. We're proud to employ your neighbors and be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley Agronomics, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Welcome back to Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com, coming to you live from Burley, the annual rivalry game between Mini-Cassia opponents. The Minico Spartans and the Burley Bobcats separated by, 9 miles, Sean?
9.1.
Okay, 9.1 miles. That's one of the closest rivalries geography-wise, besides like the crosstown matchups that are in the same city, right? These are two totally separate communities.
Yep, you have Rupert, Idaho, and Burley, Idaho. So, yeah, just across the interstate, really.
Yeah, and Minico, of course, the high school is located in Rupert, but they pull students from Paul and Hayburn, and, there's 4 or 5 communities that they pull from. So a pretty good game, a defensive game. At halftime, it is Minico over Burley, 10-8. Let's go ahead and recap the first half. It really started on the opening drive of the game. It was third down for Minico, so Minico got the ball to start. A nice run by Japheth Bendelay, a 12-yard run to start, but then Minico went nowhere but backwards. Third and long, McKenzie was absolutely clobbered by Trevin Fenstermaker as he dropped back to pass, and because of that, the pass floated, and Reef Shaner came away with the interception for Burley, and a good return as well. Very next play, Burley decides to go up top. After you force a turnover, why not try and hit a home run? A flea flicker that ends up in a 44-yard touchdown pass from Cale Loveland to Jacob Williams. And then on the 2-point conversion, Trevin Fenstermaker came in and ran it in. So it was 8-0 Burley with 10:08 to play in the first quarter, and the Bobcats sent an early message.
Yeah, the Bobcats came out defensively really strong, able to stop Minico. And what you have to do, I think, against Minico is try to get them in those long passing situations. Burley did it, caused a turnover, and then went for a touchdown right away. It was just smart play calling from Burley.
So Minico, on their next drive, marched the ball down the field, faced a 4th and long situation, and they brought out their excellent senior kicker, Angel Navarrete. And Navarrete came out for a 41-yard field goal try and just squeaked it over the crossbar and through. So a 41-yard field goal to make it 8-3. That was a very impressive kick.
Yeah, I think we both said, they're going to go out to punt. And no, Minico came out and kicked it, and it just barely went over. But a 41-yard kick in high school is a deep kick for sure.
That's a good kick, no doubt. So it's 8-3 Burley after 1 quarter of play. On to the second quarter, where the Minico defense had forced to stop. Burley was punting away, but Joseph Terry fumbled the punt, giving the ball back to Burley, which was a theme in the opening half. Burley as a defense had 3 takeaways. Minico was able to survive that turnover and then got the ball back, and on the next possession, Joseph Terry made up for the muffed punt by scoring on a 63-yard touchdown run.
Terry just broke through and was just almost untouched all the way to the house.
He's definitely the speed back in that Minico backfield. So a 63-yard touchdown run by Terry made it 10-8 Minico with 10:36 to play right before halftime or in the second quarter. So Minico had the lead. Burley got the ball back. had to give it away. Minico got the ball back, and a promising drive again, thwarted by a tipped pass and an interception by Khalil Schroeder for Burley. Schroeder returned it all the way to the 3-yard line where it was first and goal from the 3, but from there, a goal line stand by Minico. On first and goal from the 3, a false start. That moved it back to the 7. First and goal from the 7, they ran it, got to the 5. Second and goal from the 5, ran it, got to the 3. Third and goal from the 3, Loveland tried to sneak it in on a bootleg, got stopped at the 1, and on fourth and goal from the 1, Trevino wasn't even close. Minico, a 4-down goal line stand, all pretty much inside the 5-yard line, and that is really how the first half ended.
Yes, and it was super important for Minico as Burley's going to get the ball back to start the second half. Minico, if you have 3 turnovers but are still leading going into halftime, you're not excited, but you're also not in a huge hole either. So for Minico, it was just huge. And then for Burley, I think it's kind of deflating. Your defense comes up with a big play, which you're asking them to do against this great Minico offense, and just not able to punch it in there on 4 tries that's a hard way to go into halftime. I think, Brandon, you were so close. But the good news for Burley, they're going to get the ball back, and hopefully they can get it rolling and put that in the rearview mirror. And, it's a very close game here.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the unofficial halftime stats here again. I do my best. Might be a yard or two off on a couple of things. For Minico, they've got the lead at halftime. 102 yards on the ground, but only 3 yards through the air. So 105 total yards of offense. But we talked about Minico is good enough to win this conference. If they want to be good enough to get on a deep playoff run, I think they have to start having a little bit more of a passing presence just to keep a defense honest.
Yeah, you just look at the turnovers, the interceptions are on those 3rd down and longs, and you've got to be able to complete those and come up with those plays in the playoffs for sure.
So Dylan McKenzie, 2 of 5 passing for 3 yards and 2 interceptions. On the ground, we talked about Minico has rushed for 102 yards as a team, and leading the way on the ground is Joseph Terry, 4 carries, 62 yards, and the touchdown. After that, it's Japheth Bendelay, 7 carries for 30 yards. JT Garza has 2 carries for 5 yards. And then it's Brevin Trankel, 1 carry for 2 yards. Dylan McKenzie, 1 carry for 2 yards. And Matt Dozier, 1 carry for 1 yard. Receiving-wise, Japheth Bendelay, 1 catch for 4 yards. JT Garza, 1 catch for -1 yard. Burley, a little more balance. 31 yards on the ground, 60 yards through the air, 91 yards of total offense. When you look at the total offense, 105 for Minico, 91 for Burley. They're not too far off.
No, and the other thing, both had chances to have other touchdowns too. Burley, one went through the hands in the first quarter that could have been a touchdown, and then Minico also had a pass that went all the way but then was brought back on a penalty. So the scoring could be there's been a couple big plays called back on penalties or just not completed passes as well. Yeah,
you're right. That was a 4th down play for Burley. They threw it to Ramsey Trevino in the end zone. He caught it, but then he got hit by a Minico player, and the ball fell incomplete. So you're absolutely right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so the score could be, it could be a little higher for either team, or it could be, 14-14.
Yeah, right. Well, the way we're scoring tonight, it would be like maybe 15-15, something like
15-13.
that. Yeah, something weird like that. Cale Loveland, 3 of 7 passing for Burley, 60 yards and the touchdown. Receiving-wise, Jacob Williams, 2 catches for 48 yards and the touchdown. He had the 44-yard touchdown reception, of course. And then it is Trevin Fenstermaker, 1 catch for 12 yards. Running the ball tonight for Burley, it's been tough, but they've remained committed to it. It's Preston Ramos leading the way, 5 carries for 19 yards. Ramsey Trevino has 8 carries for 10 yards. It is Ryan Jensen, 4 carries for 6 yards. A lot of that has come on fake punts tonight where he's able to get like 2 yards, but they really need like 12. Yeah. And then you've got Jacob Williams, 2 carries for -2 yards, and Cale Loveland, 3 carries for -2 yards. So as we get into the second half, Burley will get the ball to start. How important is it for Burley to get points on this opening drive?
I think just for the Burley offense to go out and get something positive is going to be pretty big. Just after that goal line stand, it's, you got to get that mindset change and get some positive yards. So I think Burley's going to have to come out and definitely get something rolling offense, just to get that offense kind of going, getting on rhythm, get some things going. Because Minico's defense is good. That's why Burley only has 8 points. That defense, even giving up 3 turnovers, is still held a team to just 8.5 points. So the defense is tough, and so as an offense, you've just got to be focused and ready to go out and just kind of go after it. I'd like to see Burley go for a couple more of those plays like the flea flicker. Kind of go for it on sometimes, and But if they want to get into this run against run, I think very difficult against Minico.
Absolutely. So as the extended halftime festivities press on here, we had both cheerleading squads it was almost like a combo routine. They were both performing at the same time, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, my rhythm's not great, so I'm not quite sure if they were together or not, but you
could tell.
Yeah. But it looked like they had planned it. They'd had something planned, so both teams get represented by their cheerleaders and bands.
Right, and the flag team and the marching band out here performing as well. So we will step aside and take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll head on over to the Friday Night Flash on IdahoSports.com and maybe get some updates on some scores from the Great Basin Conference and maybe the 4A around the state. So hang right here. We'll be back with more of Magic Valley Game Night here on IdahoSports.com.
At D.L. Evans Bank, we haven't invested in a deep line of digital banking services to help infuse more banking into your life. Just more living. D.L. Evans Bank. This is community banking.
At Toyota's national sales event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's national sales event.
Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to Burley, Magic Valley Game Night here on IdahoSports.com. Brandon Bainey with Sean Kane, and at the break, it is Minico leading Burley 10-8. Let's take a look at the Friday Night Flash. Other scores from around the state of Idaho on our website, IdahoSports.com. Intern Keller working hard to try and get those scores in. Remember, if you want to help out and text in a score if there's a game that you're at, or you know somebody that's at a game that we're not covering, or you don't see a score on the Friday Night Flash, and again, that's right on the homepage of IdahoSports.com. Text our score hotline, okay? We've got the Friday Night Flash hotline, and that number to dial, let me pull it up here. It always takes me a second. It is 208-639-9072. 208-639-9072. That is our Friday Night Flash score hotline. In the Great Basin Conference, in the second quarter, it is Buell leading Wood River 22-12. That is somewhat surprising. Wood River has been pretty competitive this year. Also surprising, Kimberly pitching a shutout in the second quarter over Mountain Home, 28-0. Twin Falls has a 28-10 lead over Century at halftime. And also playing tonight, Canyon Ridge and Jerome, and no score from that game yet. So, busy night of football in the Great Basin Conference, to be sure. Coming in, the preseason coaches poll, Minico was 1, Twin Falls was 2, Jerome was 3, Burley was picked to finish 5th, believe it or not. And the Bobcats showing that, hey, we belong just as much as anybody else. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Cameron Electric. If your pump is humming but isn't running, if your potatoes are thirsty but your water isn't flowing, give Cameron Electric a call. Cameron Electric is your mini cashier electrician, specializing in pumps, panel service, lighting upgrades, and more. Give owner Ty Cameron a call today at 208-312-1990 or find out more online at CameronElectricID.com. Cameron Electric, proud to support Minico and Burley in tonight's game. So here we go. The second half kickoff just about ready to be delivered by the Minico Spartans. And again, through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Navarrete, no surprise there. So 1st and 10 for Burley on offense from their own 20-yard line. Burley wearing those really nice-looking green jerseys with the green pants. Minico in the red and gold. How about this? I like this. A football game where there's no white jerseys, right? It's the two primary colors.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Usually you have a team in the white, right?
Yeah. NFL.
Maybe for the rivalry game they decided to do it this way.
NFL does that sometimes. They call it a color rush game. 1st and 10. Handoff is faked, and the ball is kept by Cale Loveland off the left side. Tough sledding, and only a gain of 1.
Makes it a lot easier to see the numbers, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. Yeah, good clean jerseys, easy for a broadcaster.
They got our memo, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Because we hold a lot of sway here, Sean. Right.
I like to think so.
Yeah. 2nd and 9 for the Bobcats now from their own 21-yard line. Loveland out of the shotgun. Man in motion is Fenstermaker. Play action fake, and the pass skipped low. They were trying to go to Khalil Schroeder over there on the far side and skipped it in the dirt. 3rd down.
So, I mean, if you're Burley, it's not quite what you're after at this point. Just kind of a quick already 3rd down here.
3rd and 9, and again, this Minico defense has been stingy. I mean, really, Burley's one touchdown came on a big play, flea flicker right off of a turnover, and otherwise it's been tough sledding for that Bobcat offense. To be fair, it's been tough sledding for the Minico offense as well. 3rd and 9, Loveland again out of the gun, 4 wide. Back to pass, spins the ball, now in trouble, down he goes. That's a big sack delivered in the backfield by Trayton Bischoff. 4th down.
Just nowhere to go. Good coverage in the secondary from Minico.
Loveland loses 7 on the sack there. 4th down with 10:50 to play in the 3rd, and Burley will have to punt from their own end zone here. Jensen will stand just in front of the end zone, right around the 2-yard line. Joseph Terry back deep to return for the Spartans. This is going to be a rollout line drive kick. Terry will let it bounce, and now he's going to again pick it up on a hop. Couple of penalty flags fly in, and Terry returns it to the 45. Terry likes to live dangerously out there on those punts.
You can kind of hear the Minico fans hold their breath when that happens.
Obviously, though, head coach Keelan McCaffrey has given him the green light. You know, in basketball, sometimes certain guys are given the green light on to shoot threes or not. And if you're a good return man, coaches will kind of give you the green light to say, hey, if you think you can make a play and it's not hurting us, then go for it.
Yeah, you gotta give your players that confidence. If you're always taking them out because they miss a shot or whatever, they're not going to have that confidence. And that just shows he believes in his players, and, he got it. He did get a pretty far touchdown run. So
that's right.
61 yards.
Yeah. So he ended up having a 63-yard touchdown.
63-yard touchdown. So, you got to keep him going.
Meanwhile, that return by Terry wiped out by a holding penalty against Minico on the return. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans instead at their own 42-yard line, and they will hand off up the middle and. Again, right into the teeth of the Burley defense, and not really anywhere to go for Bendelay. He loses a yard.
Burley's defense, kind of the unsung hero of the game so far. Just a good collective effort, coming up with some big turnovers, and really holding the Minico running offense, which just really hasn't been held all year.
And, yeah, I guess we didn't talk about Burley's defense. We'll talk about him here in a second. 2nd and 11. This is going to be a handoff around the right side. This could be a big play for Minico. Look out! All the way to the 30-yard line. That's a gain of 39 and a 1st down for Minico. And a nice run that time by Matt Dozier, only his 2nd carry of the game.
A little bit of a reverse there.
So that is a big run for Dozier to make it 1st and 10 for Minico. And off again, off the left side this time. And banging around a couple of times on the carry is Joseph Terry. And Terry ends up picking up about 5. So we'll call it 2nd and 5 for Minico. So yeah, we talked about the Minico defense coming in, averaging about 11 points allowed per game. Burley's only allowing 20.3, which is pretty good too. You know, they gave up 28 to Mountain Home in the loss, 12 to Buell, 20 to Wood River, and then 21 to Kimberly. So I mean, they're pretty consistently there as well.
Giving them an opportunity to win games.
Absolutely. Up the middle, Minico pushing the pile. That's Bendelay with the first down and more. Ends up picking up 8 and a first down for the Spartans. And now all of a sudden, Minico has kind of said enough's enough here. And I mean, really starting to assert their will. 1st and 10 from the 17. Inside counter play this time to Garza. And JT Garza gets maybe a yard.
But that's, Burley's been kind of able to do that. They've given up some big plays, but then they've kind of, reined it in and been able to kind of hold them after those big plays.
They really have, outside of a handful of big plays by Minico, yeah, Burley has really stood up. 2nd and 9. This is an inside handoff again to Japheth Bendelay. And Bendelay takes it for a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 7. And again, you figure, well, I don't know, maybe not 2 down territory with the way Navarrete can kick. Handoff is to Bendelay up the middle, and again, not much there for Japheth Bendelay. Gets a yard. It's going to be 4th down and about 6. Ball is at the 15-yard line, and they are going to bring out Angel Navarrete for another field goal try. This is actually going to be from the 14-yard line, so this will be a 31-yard field goal this time. He booted a 41-yarder in the first half from 31 yards. No problem for Angel Navarrete.
Now that one looked like it could have been from 40 as well.
Yeah, plenty of leg on that for sure. So Navarrete with his 2nd field goal of the night. This one from 31 yards out. And that makes it now 13-8.
Yeah, but those kicks have been the difference, I mean, really in the game.
Continuing our strange score trend. 13-8, Minico. Tonight's game brought to you in part by AMI Supply. They provide agricultural and industrial equipment and tools for the Burley area. Their friendly staff will help you find the tools you need for any project, and they guarantee you'll be satisfied with their service. Call them today at 208-678-4632 or stop in at 719 Overland Avenue in Burley. AMI is a huge supporter of Burley student athletes and very proud of their football team. AMI Supply is cheering on the Burley Bobcats in tonight's game. Minico ready to kick off here. Williams and Dunlap back deep for a turn, and this goes through the back of the end zone for a touchback. No surprise. So 1st and 10 for Burley, starting from their own 20-yard line. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by K&R Rental and Sales, the best place to go in Hayburn to rent the best tools and equipment to get your job done. From projects around the house and farm to larger construction projects, K&R Rental and Sales has you covered. Call 208-678-3122 for more information or to reserve your rental today. K&R Rentals is a proud sponsor of Minico student athletes. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats from their own 20. They will start with a handoff here. And I think that was Preston Ramos, it was. And Ramos takes it for a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. This game is kind of reminding me of like in the NFL when the Ravens and Steelers get together, Sean, and it's
just a little defensive.
Yeah, a lot of hitting, a lot of running the ball.
Both teams really good at tackling. You talk to any head coach, they'll tell you how important wrapping guys up are, and both these teams are both well coached in the tackling department for sure.
2nd and 7 for the Bobcats. Ramos gets the call again, has the edge, and strung out around the 29-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and short here for the Bobcats. 3rd and inches, we'll call it. As Ramos got 6.
Nice job by Ramos to find the edge there. Very difficult to find the edge against this Minico defense.
Very difficult to find any open room against this Minico defense.
Yeah, they fill the holes nicely.
3rd and 1 from the 29. It's a quarterback sneak for Loveland, and they've got the first down easily as they push the pile out to the 34-yard line. That's a gain of 5 and a first down for Burley.
And Loveland's just really versatile. I just like all the kind of different looks he can give the Burley offense.
He moves well. He's got pretty good pocket awareness, and we talked about kind of a bigger guy, so definitely helps to have that size.
Pretty good on those kind of option plays where he doesn't hand it off right away and holds it himself kind of for a quarterback run.
Fresh set of downs for Burley. 1st and 10 from their own 34. 5:40 to play in the 3rd, trailing 13-8. Hand off to Ramos. Bangs into a couple of guys. Nowhere to go. Great penetration by the Minico defense that time. And too many guys to name that were in on the tackle, but it kind of looked like the first guy to get there was Trayton Bischoff. It's a gain of only 2 on that carry. So 2nd and 8. We haven't seen Ramsey Trevino carry the ball yet in this second half, Sean. I formation, 2nd and 8. This is Ramos again on the carry. Ramos, second effort. Picked up a couple extra yards, and it's so hard to see where they're going to spot the ball because it's just this big mass of humanity right around the ball, right?
Yeah, Ramos is kind of the speedster run back there.
And it's going to be 3rd down and 4 for Burley. So not a bad run there. Picks up 4 yards on that carry. So here we go, 3rd and 4 for Burley. Ball is at the 40. They've got to get to the 44 to pick up the first down. Another quarterback sneak, and Loveland again pushing the pile, and a little extra shoving as Brevin Tranquil goes flying at the end of the play. And they're going to say move the sticks.
Well, that's a nice little set there for Burley. Kind of not able to do anything on the first possession of the second half. To kind of get a couple first downs there, get the ball moving.
Meanwhile, that clock continues to roll. We're down to 4:10 to play in the 3rd quarter here. 13-8. Minico leading here on Magic Valley game night. One of the best rivalries in the state. Burley, Minico. And we joke and say there's – these guys hate each other, but there really is a mutual respect on both sides.
Yeah.
They do really enjoy each other's company, except when they're playing each other. Really and truly.
Yeah, I mean, just in the other sports, they know each other from the other sports like basketball and different things too, and probably play on some of the same Legion baseball teams and things like that. So, yeah, just 2 great communities out, and, they'll be fine after the game as well.
That's right. They'll go right back to cheering on one another. Right, they have to be united against those Twin Falls schools.
Yeah, I'm sure
Jerome
they both don't like the Twin Falls teams, right? They can unite against that.
Absolutely. 2nd and 8. Loveland on the run, fires through the hands of the tight end, incomplete. Oh, they were trying to go to the tight end, Jesus Herrera, and just through his hands, incomplete.
A couple little big drops by the Burley receivers could end up being pretty costly.
I liked that play, and Herrera was open too.
Yeah, just kind of went over his shoulder and kind of looked back too late. The Minico defender was on him. I think he kind of might have taken a peek at him and lost the ball.
So another big 3rd down here, 3rd and 8. I don't think Burley's going to be able to sneak it this time.
No.
I've seen stranger things though. 3rd and 8 for Burley. They've got to get to the Minico 45 to pick up the first down, and penalty flags come in. That's against Minico, and now they might be able to sneak it.
Yep, there'll be about 3rd and 1 now.
Yeah, let's see. It's a 5-yard penalty, so 3rd and 3 now for the Bobcats. Ball is at the Minico 48-yard line, and again, they have to get to the 45, so maybe I should just eat my words there, Sean. They might be able to sneak it again.
Well, it's been pretty successful play for Minico. Give Loveland the ball and let him get those yards. But
it's weird on those runs to the running backs. The offensive line struggles to get the push, but on those QB sneaks, they're really pushing back the Minico line at the point of attack. So 3rd and 3, QB sneak again for Loveland, and this time Minico's ready. That's no gain on the carry, and Minico trying to save that ball came out, but Burley ruled down, and Bischoff again kind of the first guy in there, and Nick Gibson cleaning it up. So they were ready that time, and Loveland only gets a yard.
Yeah, like you said, it's just something you can't probably do every time, especially the Minico defense has just really been great up front. They have a great up front line there. It just really gets in there quickly and able to stop him.
Well, these guys aren't dummies. They're really good student athletes. I mean, they're pretty smart. They're going to catch on to that, right?
Yeah, you see a lot of high GPA marks on both rosters.
So here we go, 4th and 2. Burley going to go for it. 2:20 to play in the 3rd. Out of the shotgun, they're going to give to Loveland, and he's trying to stretch for it. I don't think he got it. Gibson says, I don't think so for Minico. We'll see where they spot it.
Yeah, just short.
I think he's going to be about a half a yard shy, and they'll say yes. And you got to love the celebration from Minico, too. That was Dane Rasmussen dropping to a knee and giving the first down signal for Minico.
You know, it looked like it was going to be blown up, and Loveland was almost made it.
Yeah, tried to stretch out for it, but that is now like the 4th turnover on downs for Burley tonight. As Minico gets it back with 2:15 to play in the 3rd, leading 13-8. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans from their own 46-yard line. Garza, the man in motion. They will hand off to Bendelay into the secondary, gets a block. Bendelay with one man to beat. They won't get him. Bendelay into the end zone for the Minico touchdown. That's a 55-yard touchdown run for Japheth Bendelay. And Minico a little breathing room here in the 3rd. (19-8) now as Angel Navarrete lines up for the point after try. And again, no doubt, it's through.
I wish it would have stayed, 19-8, but
that would have been appropriate.
Yeah, 20-8 seems more like a normal score.
So 2:02 to play in the 3rd, 20-8 Minico. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Adam Haynes Insurance, a proud sponsor of the Burley Athletics teams. They would like to wish them good luck in tonight's game. For all your insurance needs, call Adam at 208-679-8700. Being a good neighbor is about more than just being there when things go completely wrong. It's also about being there for all of life's moments when things go perfectly right. So let's do this right. Go Bobcats from Adam Haynes Insurance. Also, Barclay Truck Rebuilders has been serving Idaho and the surrounding areas for almost 30 years. Through the years, they've become one of the leading specialized truck and trailer repair shops in the Northwest United States. With this experience, you know that you can trust Barclay Truck Rebuilders with any of your truck or trailer needs. Barclay Truck Rebuilders Incorporated proudly supports the Minico football team and wishes them luck. Navarrete ready to kick off. Ryan Jensen back deep to return along with Khalil Schroeder. And Schroeder into the end zone, touchback again. Lather, rinse, repeat. Tonight's game also brought to you by Mount Harrison Audiology and Hearing Aids in Rupert. They provide affordable, appropriate, personalized, and truly local hearing health care. The pickup family is grateful to be able to serve the Mini-Cat-Shia area and want to wish the Minico boys good luck in tonight's game. Call to make an appointment today at Mount Harrison Audiology and Hearing Aids in Rupert, 208-312-0957, or visit them online at mtharrisonaudiology.com. All right, Burley down 20-8, Sean, with 2 minutes to go in the third, and not much time to waste here. They're gonna have to start cashing in on some of these drives.
Yeah, they've had the ball and just haven't been able to get any scoring opportunity here in the second half.
1st and 10 for Burley, and again, blown up in the backfield. In on the stop, Alfonso Martinez for Minico. Loss of a yard on that carry. That was Trevino that time.
And Minico kind of doing what they've done all year is getting those big running plays just kind of out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere, but it hadn't happened, and then boom.
That's kind of how the wing T is designed to operate, right? 2 yards here, 3 yards there, and then boom, you hit him for a 50-yarder. 2nd and 11 for the Bobcats. Loveland back to pass. Here comes the blitz. Is able to avoid the rush. Now in trouble. Will sling it back towards the far side and throws it at the feet of Schroeder, incomplete. Well, Bischoff came free right off the snap, and Loveland just a good job to throw it away.
Yeah, definitely lucked out not getting sacked there. He was not, I don't know if it was a missed block or what, but Bishop was coming in hot.
Bischoff, one of those countless juniors on this Minico team that
they've got to feel good.
Yeah. You know, Minico came in with a lot of preseason fanfare, picked to finish first in the preseason coaches poll in the Great Basin Conference. Only beat Century in the season opener 21-14, a Century team that people thought might be down this year, and people thought, well, maybe Minico isn't as good as we thought. And Minico's done nothing but prove everybody wrong week in, week out. 3rd and 11. Loveland going to take a deep shot to Williams, overshot him. 4th down.
And again, just not much time for Loveland. The Minico defense on him, and he's just got to get that ball out quickly.
Throws a nice ball, but yeah, like you said, the key is getting enough time to stand in and deliver.
Let that play kind of develop. The receivers on the fly, but just he had to get rid of it way too quick.
1:01 to play in the third, and Jensen will punt it away for Burley again. Terry back deep to return, standing right at the 50-yard line for Minico. Burley didn't have 11 guys on the field. So Ramos has to come sprinting in. Low snap. Jensen gets it off, end over end. Will take a bounce, and this time Terry will stay away from it as Burley will down it at the 46-yard line, actually the 45. So here's Minico now starting in Burley territory, so that'll be impressive to see. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Les Schwab, Magic Valley Tires, Les Schwab Tire Center in Rupert. Manager Lane Rutschke and his crew are committed to getting you back on the road safely. Les Schwab doing the right thing since 1952. Give them a call today at 208-436-5600 or stop by at 109 South 100 West in Rupert. Handoff off the right side. This is Garza, strung out for a gain of about 1, maybe 2. Magic Valley Tires, Les Schwab in Rupert, a proud supporter of Minico Spartan Athletics. And closer to 3 yards on that carry for Garza.
Maybe one more play before the end of the quarter.
Yeah, 25 seconds and counting here in the third. As Minico will break the huddle here. McKenzie lines up in that pistol wing T look again, and this time it's an inside counter play off the left side for Joseph Terry. And Terry will carry. See what I did there?
I was waiting for it. I noticed that it kind of rhymed earlier.
Terry will carry for 4, and it'll be 3rd and 2 for Minico when the fourth quarter begins. So, 3 quarters in the books. The Minico Spartans leading the Burley Bobcats. They've extended the lead now. It is 20-8 here on Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. Let you know that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Kelly's Bearing. Are you looking for parts for your machinery or farm equipment in the Magic Valley? If so, your search will lead you to Kelly's Bearing and Steel Supply in Burley. A knowledgeable staff with over 20 years of experience will help you find exactly what you need, with parts always in stock and delivery or pickup options available. Stop in and visit Kelly's Bearing and Steel Supply today at 1407 East Main Street or call 208-678-9398. Best of luck to the Burley boys from Kelly's Bearing. Also, Franklin Building Supply, a proud sponsor of Burley Athletics. They make building easy, and you can find them at 303 North Overland Avenue in Burley. Go Bobcats. Also, A&S Auto, proud supporter of Burley and Minico Athletics. They have lots of great pickups and four-wheel drives right now, waiting for you to drive them away. Come on down to 1038 Overland Avenue to check them out. A&S also has a pawn shop on site, so grab some cool stuff now. Go Bobcats and Spartans from A&S Auto. So here we go, 1 quarter to go in Magic Valley game night. The Minico Spartans leading the Burley Bobcats here in this rivalry contest, 20-8. And again, Burley has not gotten the better of their 9-mile down-the-road rivals since 2004. Wow. That is, I think we did the math right,
17 years.
Minico pushing the pile here on second down, but Burley is able to get a nice stop here. So 2nd and 10. So
third quarter just seemed to go very quickly to me. Like that was a fast quarter.
Did they say that Minico got enough on that last carry by Terry at the end of the third to pick up the first down? Because it was all of a sudden 1st and 10 when the fourth quarter started. I thought it was going to be third and 2, but whatever. 2nd and 10, Minico up the middle. Now it's going to be 3rd and long as Joseph Terry rushes the ball again. Am I crazy? Did I not? Maybe I didn't look too. Maybe they respotted it at the end of the quarter.
Yeah, because it seemed like the clock started running very quickly. That I was like, why is the clock starting? And then it was first down. So I must have just missed what happened.
Maybe I did the ad read too long. Missed a play. Help us out, somebody. Here we go, 3rd and 8. This is Terry on the run again. Now I'm like consciously trying to avoid saying Terry in the carry. And it's 4th down. So Terry rushes for 3 yards and now 2, and now it's 4th and 5. And hey, field goal time for Angel Navarrete. Why not? This will be from the 25-yard line. So this will be a 42-yard field goal try. Hit a 41-yarder earlier tonight, and Navarrete again. Sensational. A 42-yard field goal, and it is 23-8 Minico.
And that one had the distance on it for sure.
So a 41-yard field goal, a 31-yard field goal, and now a 42-yard field goal for Angel Navarrete. And It was 20-8. Now it's 23-8. Minico with 9:37 to play here in this ballgame. I'll tell you, tonight's game is also brought to you in part by Burley Physical Therapy. At Burley Physical Therapy, you can expect professional rehabilitation with a personal touch. They are the only facility in the area that provides in-house aquatic therapy. They also offer sports medicine and outpatient physical therapy for everyone in the Mini-Cassia area. Burley Physical Therapy, located at 1263 Bennett Avenue in Burley, or give them a call at 208-678-1191. Navarrete to kick again. And another touchback. Tonight's game also brought to you by Brewster Cheese, the largest manufacturer of Swiss cheese in the United States. They produce more than 100 million pounds of award-winning all-natural Swiss cheese every year. Plus, they love what they do and, of course, love to hashtag Make It Swiss. Yeah, they know they're cheesy. They also love supporting the local community and wish the Minico Spartans the best of luck in today's game. Brewster Cheese, big sponsor here on IdahoSports.com. And K&R Rental and Sales, the place to go in Heyburn to rent the best tools and equipment to get your job done. From projects around the house and farm to larger construction projects, K&R Rental and Sales has you covered. 208-678-3122 for more information or to reserve your rental today. Ryan Jensen on the carry for Burley. Taken off into the Minico secondary and forced out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line.
And what was interesting about that is he ran into the quarterback, and it kind of just stopped the play just enough for him to kind of get by. It was very interesting.
Hey, they'll take it. That is a 16-yard run for Jensen, and that is the longest play from scrimmage in some time for Burley.
Yeah, Jensen ran into Loveland, but it just created enough time for him to find the edge.
1st and 10 for the Bobcats. From the 36, Loveland handoff to Jensen again, and Jensen will take this across the 45 to the 47, actually the 48, and that's an 8-yard run for Jensen. So, we talked about Minico coming in. Yeah, they got 3-4 guys that can run the ball. Really, it's Burley, the team that's shown that they've got some versatility in the backfield as well.
Yeah, they've had a bunch of different guys.
2nd and 2, that was kind of a bobbled snap and a busted play, and Loveland doing whatever he can there and ends up not getting any yards. So it ends up actually getting pushed back. And so it's going to be 3rd down and 2 still. They've got to get to the 46-yard line of Minico to pick up the first down. The ball is currently at the 44. Meanwhile, that clock becoming a factor, Sean. 8.5 minutes to play.
Yeah, both teams like to have possession, so it's just been cruising by.
3rd and 2. Toss to Jensen, trying to find the edge. Won't get there. What a tackle by Nick Gibson to snuff out the play and drop Jensen for a loss of a couple. It's 4th down.
And this is kind of the area where Burley opts not really to punt it, where they kind of do that run. I'm not sure if they're actually trying to do a fake or he just reads it, but they've done it a few times just pretty unsuccessfully tonight.
Well, they're keeping the offense out there because they kind of have to, down 23-8. Got to pick this up. It's 4th and 4. Loveland under center. Hard count, trying to get Minico to jump. And now Burley will take a timeout to discuss the play here. So with 7:38 to go and Minico leading 23-8. We'll step aside for a quick break. Come on back with this big 4th down play. You're watching East Idaho Game Night. No, not East Idaho Game Night. Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
Wherever you are, D.L. Evans Bank is right there to help. From applying for loans to opening new accounts and signing documents, personalized service is just a video call away. This is Bank Live with D.L. Evans Bank. This is community banking. At D.L. Evans Bank, we haven't invested in a deep line of digital banking services to help infuse more banking into your life. Just more living. D.L. Evans Bank. This is community banking.
Welcome back to Burley Magic Valley Game Night here on IdahoSports.com. 8:30 to go in this 4th quarter. Actually, 7:38 to go in this 4th quarter. I lied. I don't want to lie to the nation like that. 23-8, Minico leading over Burley. I'm Brandon Bainey. He's Sean Kane. A big 4th and 4 coming up here for Burley. Odds already kind of long for the Bobcats to get back in this game, but if they don't pick this 4th down up here with the way Minico can run the ball and run the clock, I think it's pretty much over.
Yeah, it's the way they possess the ball and run the clock down with their running offense. Pretty tough to come back if they don't get it here.
Loveland out of the shotgun with Jensen the back with him. They will roll out to the far side. Jensen hit. Now will take off and run. He's got the first down across the 50 and to the Minico 48-yard line. That's enough for a Burley first down. Ends up taking it 11 yards on the scramble. I thought he was going to be sacked, and somehow he withstood it and then saw that there was nobody around.
Great play by Loveland, just able to stay on his feet. I mean, he was wrapped up a little bit and just didn't go down and took off running and He's been one of their good runners tonight, too, out of the quarterback position.
He has been very good for Burley this year in his first year as the starting quarterback, Cale Loveland. Clock continues to wind, though. 7:15 to go. 1st and 10. Burley going to toss it to Jensen. And that ball come out. Minico thinks it did. Gibson forced the fumble. And coming out of the pile with it is Peyton McManus. Minico football.
Just a hard hit there. Just knocked it right out.
Nick Gibson delivered the forced fumble. Peyton McManus recovered. Minico gets the ball back, leading 23-8 and 7:08 to play. Now Minico can run some clock if they want to. This is a big run into the secondary. This could be the dagger. Inside the 5, won't get him. Bendelay for the second time tonight. It's a house call and a 52-yard touchdown run for Minico.
Wow, just kind of what they've done all night. You kind of don't really think they're going to go for a big play, and boom, just out of nowhere, Minico with a big touchdown. Pretty much putting this game out of reach for Burley.
29-8. Angel Navarrete on for the PAT. And through. 30-8. Minico on their way to a 5-0 start and a 2-0 mark in the conference.
Yeah, and what they've got, slated for the rest of the season is just conference games. And, Minico's a team that could be, undefeated going into the playoffs.
Seriously, I mean,
the teams, Wood River, Burley beat Wood River. They still have Wood River. They have Jerome. They have Twin. Twin and Minico's always a big rivalry game, too. And
that is going to be a great matchup. That's going to be a fantastic game. And guess what, Sean? We're going to be there for it on Magic Valley Game Night, the regular season finale. Twin Falls at Minico. We'll be there to broadcast that. That could decide the conference championship.
Definitely.
It's going to be Twin Falls is a good team this year, too. So it's all kind of building, though. Minico continuing to take it one game at a time and leading 30-8 here. So Navarrete ready. This time a line drive kick taken at the 2-yard line. Burley, a chance to return it for the first time in a while. This is Jensen taking it to the 28-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for Burley. And for Burley, they're going to drop this game, Sean. They're still going to be 3-2 with a tough game against Pocatello coming. Then they're at Twin Falls and Jerome, and then wrap up with Canyon Ridge. If they can get a win or two in that stretch, they've got a great chance to qualify as a playoff team, either as one of the automatic bids from the Great Basin Conference. There are 7 teams, so they get, quite a few teams in, or maybe even an at-large spot.
Yeah, you got to think that, Pocatello's not in their conference, but that Twin Falls game is going to be a big game for Burley as well as that, maybe that second playoff spot.
Fenstermaker in there at quarterback will take the snap, and Trevin Fenstermaker rushes it for a gain of 5. 2nd and 5 now for Burley. Meanwhile, that clock continuing to roll. We're down to 6:30 to play in this rivalry contest. It looks like the winning streak will go to 18 in a row for Minico over their rivals from Burley.
That's got to be one of the, maybe the longest, kind of one of the longest winning streaks between teams that play every year.
Oh, for sure. And it's, it's not like as Fenstermaker, a good run here for Trevin Fenstermaker as he takes it off the right side across the 45 and to the 46-yard line. Now they'll mark it back at the 45. But that's a run of 12 and enough for a first down. And it's not like, there's been a lot of good, close, competitive games in that 18-year stretch where Burley has just come up a play or two short. So, it's not like it's like one-sided and they're all blowouts.
No. And just last year is pretty close, 20-25, right? So
classic game. Meanwhile, Preston Ramos says, we're not done yet. Takes it inside the 20 all the way to the 15, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. Preston Ramos says, Mama, don't put me to bed yet. I'm not finished. 1st and 10 for Burley, and I don't know, they get a quick score here. I talked about last week in that game against Kimberly, they got an onside kick successfully, which is hard to do.
You know, they've went for some big plays, so.
1st and 10 for the Bobcats from the 15-yard line. Direct snap to Fenstermaker, and this time kind of swallowed up on the initial rush. And that was the big guy, the big fella in there, the nose tackle for Minico that time. Coming up to make the stop, Dante Ruiz, 6 foot, 230. And, you know, we talk about the linebackers a lot for this Minico team, right? Trenkle and Gibson and Martinez. But really, Dante Ruiz at nose tackle pretty much commands a double team every time. And that, I think, is really where Minico's defensive success starts, is Ruiz at that nose guard spot. 2nd and 6 from the 10-yard line. This is Fenstermaker again. Oh, tried to dance his way back outside, and Ruiz says, get back here. So again, back-to-back tackles for Dante Ruiz.
Yeah, he's good at getting to the tackle too, right? He blocks initially and then finds the guy to wrap up, and that's just a great skill.
If you've got a defensive tackle that's got the size and the technique like Ruiz has, it's almost unstoppable in high school football.
Yeah, you know, like you said, they're going to have to put 2 guys and chip him and just try to get him away from whatever they're trying to do offensively.
Fenstermaker on 3rd and 7. Will hand off to Ramos, looking for the edge. Runs around Trenkle, diving for the pylon. He's got it. Touchdown, Burley. That ends up being a 12-yard touchdown run. Penalty flag comes out at the end of the play here as well. Maybe a little smack talk. We'll have to see. Ramos, for the moment, though, has himself an 11-yard touchdown run to make it 30-14 with 3:49 to play. I'm sure Burley will line up and go for 2 here. Personal foul against Minico and against Burley. Or are they saying that will be enforced on the kickoff? We'll have to wait and see here.
Well, it looks like he is going to kick it.
So this is Miguel Ruiz for the PAT, and through. 30-15. Minico still leading. And now we'll see if an onside kick is forthcoming here with 3:49 to go in the 4th. And we'll see if those penalties were offsetting or if it was strictly against Minico and enforced on the kickoff. We'll find out.
Which could make it kind of interesting if they decide to go, if Burley decides to go for an
onside kick.
Yeah.
Well, that actually makes it more risky because if you don't get it, Minico's got it
deeper in there, you know, on that side of the field.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I like it. A little skin in the game. Magic Valley game night on IdahoSports.com. We also had tonight on the IdahoSports.com airwaves, if you will, out on the interwebs, that Mountain Home Kimberly game as well. The Christensen team of Mike and Carter on the call for that. And don't forget, each week you can tune into the Magic Valley Prepcast on IdahoSports.com.
Oh, so
where, it's going to be against Minico. And because of that, Burley will get to kick off here at the 45-yard line. Magic Valley Prepcast each week where I'm joined by Scott Burton, and we talk about the biggest stories in District 4, everything from Burley and Minico at the 4A level, on down to the 3A schools, the 2As like Declo and Wendell, and even those 8-man programs and the 1A schools like Lighthouse Christian, Glens Ferry, etc. IdahoSports.com and Prepcasts is where you can find that, the Magic Valley Prepcast. Here comes the onside kick by Ruiz. It will be taken at the 32-yard line by Minico. And Clayton Wilson recovers that for Minico.
Nice job, like Clayton Wilson. He kind of, you could tell he kind of thought about running it and then went straight to the deck.
You know, Clayton Wilson was the starting running back for Minico last year and was part of that running back committee this year. And just very recently, I think it was even the last game Scott was saying on the Magic Valley Prepcast last week, they moved him to tight end. And, again, that kind of shows the unselfish nature of this team, a guy going from running back to tight end where you're not going to touch the ball a lot. Instead, you're going to be asked to block. Here's a nice run for Minico on 1st and 10. And that's Japheth Bendelay again on the carry, taking it for a gain of 13.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like it's paying off for Minico. You know, have a chance here to go 5-0 on the season and, you know, be one of the only undefeated teams in those media polls.
Yeah, might continue their reign as the number 1 team in the poll. This is going to be an option play for McKenzie off the right side this time, and Dylan McKenzie able to scamper his way to a gain of 4.
I think he tried to stay in bounce, so that was kind of a heads-up play to keep the clock running.
Yeah, smart play by Dylan McKenzie, who we should mention is in his first year as the starting quarterback for Minico. I know we've talked about that a couple of times throughout the broadcast tonight, but you know, his poise in there has been impressive as well. And again, like we said, Minico, they've got a good thing going with the running game and the strong defense, but I think eventually they will have to just a little bit more of the passing game.
Just a titch.
Not a ton, not a ton with the way they run it, but enough to keep a defense honest. Here's Bendelay again, taking it to the 40, and a first down.
Yeah, because going, late into the season, it's not going to be a big surprise to anyone, what Minico's going to try to do offensively. So you're going to have some different, hats to throw on to come up with some more offensive plays, I think, as the season goes on.
2:15 and counting in this one, 30-15. Minico doubling up Burley. Japheth Bendelay in the first half, his longest run was for 11 yards. His last 4 carries have all topped that. His last 4 carries, 55 yards and a touchdown, 52 yards and a touchdown, 13 yards, 12 yards. He's getting stronger as the game is continuing.
Yeah, he must have had some good halftime orange slices.
Orange slices and string cheese. That's usually the winning formula. Off the left side this time on the carry for Minico that time. We'll have to double check the number there. I think that was Brevin Trankel for his second rush of the night. And Trankel takes it for a yard, 2nd and 9. And now Burley will go ahead and spend a timeout here. So yeah, we were talking about the Magic Valley Prepcast each week. I'm talking to Scott Burton about the biggest stories in District 4 athletics. You can get that podcast a couple of different ways. You can get it at our site, IdahoSports.com. Across the top of the homepage, you'll see the Prepcasts tab with a little drop-down menu. And we do a Prepcast for every district in the state, 1 through 6. It's kind of a regionalized focus on just the teams in that area, so you're going to get good coverage. You can also get the audio by downloading the Magic Valley Prepcast wherever you download your podcasts, Apple, Google, Spotify, etc. You can also watch the video if you want to see me and Scott in person talking each week on the IdahoSports.com YouTube channel as well as our Facebook page. So a lot of ways to get it each week. All the top stories in the Magic Valley. Hand off to Terry. Joseph Terry takes it inside the 25 and down around the 21.
Now, I know Burley's given up, some of those big plays, but they've also stopped 2 or 3 touchdowns with some nice, just, right at the shoe level grabs.
Yeah, I mean, it's just after.
How many times can you do it, right? They can't do it enough times. They get 1 or 2. And I think Minico's team, if they get ahead in the game, that's when you're kind of in trouble.
Yeah, and it's just run after run after run after run. And like you said, you can stop 90% of those runs, but the other 10% are the ones that are going for touchdowns. It's hard to defend if it's well run, and this is certainly well run. Handoff up the middle. Bendelay again from the 21 will take it to the 11. Should be right around 10 yards and a first down. We'll see what they Oh, man, they're going to say second in inches. They're going to give them 9 on that. And now we've got an interesting discussion, Sean, about our IdahoSports.com player of the game that we're going to hand out in the postgame show. You know, the clubhouse leader for a long time tonight was Angel Navarrete, the kicker. But now with Bendelay, you know, a couple of 50-plus yard touchdown run, I mean, it's going to be close.
He's going to have 100 and something yards.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
We'll hash it out in the post-game break. Handoff up the middle again for Minico, just trying to run out the clock here. Final 15 seconds. That should be the final play of the ball game, and fitting that it's Japheth Bendelay to do it. And the Minico Spartans will celebrate with their fans here on the road in Burley. Only a short 9-mile trip, but still. The Minico Spartans remain undefeated. 5-0 start, 2-0 in the Great Basin Conference, and for Burley, they dropped to 3-2 overall, and they are now 1-2 in Great Basin Conference play. So, a pretty impressive showing tonight. A wild first half with a lot of big defensive plays. Burley hung tough, but in the second half, Minico just kind of slowly put the game away and imposed their will. And so we will talk more about it on the IdahoSports.com postgame show right after this break. You're watching Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
The injuries look like those seen in people exposed to poisons like mustard gas.
That's how doctors are describing what they see in the lungs of vapors.
The chemicals can essentially burn your lungs. Find the truth at BehindTheHaze.com.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
At Toyota's national sales event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's national sales event.
Toyota, let's go places.
I'm Dr. Christine Hahn. I'm an infectious disease doctor, and I'm Idaho's medical director for public health. It's my mission to keep our communities healthy and safe. That's why I believe every Idahoan should get their COVID-19 vaccine. The vaccine's been tested. It's proving to be very safe, and it's the most effective tool we have to stop the spread.
Walk into a pharmacy or visit covidvaccine.idaho.gov to find your free COVID-19 vaccine.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
We're Valley Agronomics, and if you want to maximize your yields and grow more, the country's best agronomists are here to answer your questions, help you find the right products, and take advantage of the newest technologies. Whether you farm 1,000 acres or you're just starting out, we will be here for everything you need to help your farm grow. We're proud to employ your neighbors and be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley Agronomics, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Welcome into the IdahoSports.com postgame show and Magic Valley Game Night here on IdahoSports.com. One more time from Burley High School in Burley. Brandon Bainey with Sean Kane, and our final score tonight, the Minico Spartans defeat the Burley Bobcats 30-15. Minico now 5-0 on the season, 2-0 in Great Basin Conference play. Burley drops to 3-2 overall and 1-2 in the conference. We talked about it's kind of a wild first half, you know. Burley actually led after a quarter, 8-3. Minico got the lead back 10-8 at halftime, and Burley had 3 takeaways in that opening half, right? 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery off the muffed punt. But then in the third quarter, Minico really started to kind of assert its dominance and ended up pulling away 30-15 the final. Very impressive showing by this Spartan team.
Yeah, definitely. I think the play of the game really was at the end of the second half. Burley had gotten an interception, kind of turned the tide, got it all the way down to the Minico 2 or 3 yard line, and Minico had a goal line stand and stopped Burley 4 plays in a row right before halftime, and that was kind of turned the tide.
Yeah, that was right before halftime. Burley had an interception. It was returned all the way to the 3, and from first and goal to the from the 3 yard line, couldn't get it in on 4 tries. And so Minico really took that momentum into the locker room at halftime and pulled away in the second half. All right, time to hand out our IdahoSports.com player of the game. Real quick, we just want to give like the runner-up. We don't always do this, right? If we could do co-MVPs, we would, but such is life, right?
Yep.
There can only be one. So I just want to say that Japheth Bendelay, who has been an absolute sensation in that Minico backfield all season long, continued that strong running tonight. 16 carries, 182 yards. This is all unofficial, of course. 16 carries, 182 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That is 11.4 yards per carry, and he had the 2 big touchdown runs in the second half, 55 yards, 52 yards, that really boosted his numbers, but he's a very impressive back.
Yeah, he had a great game. But the IdahoSports.com player of the game is going to be something a little different, and we're going to give it to Angel Navarrete as the kicker. So he had a great game. He kept Minico in it. Minico, was losing. He hits a 41-yard field goal. I think at the time we were saying, they're going to go punt it, and no, he comes out, hits a 41-yard field goal, a 31-yard field goal, and a 42-yard field goal, and then he hit all his point afters as well for a total of 12 points. So we're going to give Angel the player of the game this week.
Yes, what a tremendous kicking performance by Angel Navarrete. 41-yard field goal.
240 plus.
Yeah, 2 from 40 plus, right? 41, 42, 31, 3 for 3 on point after tries. Just about every kickoff went through the back of the end zone for a touchback. I think maybe 3 got returned tonight. And so for Angel Navarrete, just an impressive performance as the kicker tonight. It looks like Minico has won a prize for this rivalry game. Maybe we can zoom in on that real quick. Sean, do you see that big oar out there that the Minico coaching staff is holding? They call this the River Rivalry. And so you can kind of see it right there. How about that? The Minico Spartans win the oar as the prize in this river rivalry between Burley and Minico, the 2 schools only separated by 9 miles. Of course, there is a river that runs between them, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Cool little trophy to go between the schools.
Well, it's been at Minico for some time. I don't know how long this oar has been, a thing to tie into the rivalry game, but we talked about it in the pregame. This is now 18 wins in a row for Minico over Burley. The last time the Bobcats defeated the Spartans was back in 2004. And like we said, most of the games have been close and competitive, but Burley just can't seem to find a way to come through. So anyways, Minico very impressive tonight, and Angel Navarrete, our IdahoSports.com player of the game, absolutely sensational. What's up next for each of these teams? For Minico, well, it's all conference games from here on out, Sean. They had a very traditional schedule, 3 non-conference games to start, and then the entire league slate. Next Friday, they will be at home in Rupert hosting Canyon Ridge. River Rock's team that's really struggling. Minico probably should go to 6-0 following that win. That will kick off at 7 o'clock next Friday night. And then after that, they're at Jerome, Wood River at home, and then the regular season finale at home against Twin Falls. We will have that game for you on IdahoSports.com, and that could very well decide the conference title. So, for Minico, 3 of the last 4 games in the regular season are at home. That sets up pretty nicely for Minico.
Yeah, I mean, definitely winnable games kind of to finish out the season for Minico. But again, like we talked about earlier, I think that Twin Falls is a team to be reckoned with, and that's probably maybe at the end of the season, that's the conference championship there.
Definitely could be. For Burley, they've now played half of their league schedule, and next week they've got their final non-conference game as they host Pocatello. That'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff on Friday night, and I believe we are actually going to bring that game to you as part of Magic Valley Game Night on
back
Idaho.
Here in Burley.
Yeah, back in Burley on IdahoSports.com. Let me double check that and reconfirm, because we will not be broadcasting that game, but I just want to double check and make sure. But either way, they will host Pocatello, which is a very good team from District 5, currently a top 5 ranked team, and that'll be a tough matchup for sure.
Then they have Twin Falls and Jerome, and then they finish out with Canyon Ridge, and we've been able to see in Jerome. Jerome's a tough team as well, and Twin Falls is a tough team, and again, a lot of winnable games here for Burley, so they could be fighting for that second spot, or also maybe looking, to challenge for that conference championship at the end.
Yeah, and certainly maybe an at-large playoff spot could still be on the horizon for Burley as well. So it looked like, I think originally we were going to do that Pocatello game, but scheduling problems with the broadcasters didn't end up panning out. So we will not have that game next week for you on IdahoSports.com. Next week, Sean, where will we be? We're usually the East Idaho guys.
Yeah.
We're usually East Idaho game night. We're slipping on over to the Magic Valley 10 because this matchup was too good to pass up.
Yeah,
honestly.
The rivalry game. We had to come out here and catch it. But next week we're going to go back down to Dayton, Idaho, and see West Side versus Soda Springs.
That's going to be a good 2A matchup as West Side takes on Soda Springs in a great 2A contest. And again, if you want to see all the final scores from around the state of Idaho tonight, log on to IdahoSports.com. Click on the Friday Night Flash. Intern Keller working furiously to get those score updates in. That is our live, interactive, in real time updating scoreboard of games from around the state. So be sure to go to IdahoSports.com to get all of the final scores, not just from the Magic Valley, but all over the state. So that'll do it for this broadcast. Thank you for tuning into this IdahoSports.com Game Streams production of East Idaho Game Night, presented by Magic Valley Game Night. Boy, I've done that about 4 times tonight now, but habits are hard to break, I guess.
Yeah, we'd already done about 4 games, so, right? 4 or 5 games, so.
Yeah, in East tough. Idaho. So this has been an IdahoSports.com Game Streams production of Magic Valley Game Night, presented by Teton Auto Group. Our major sponsors that make coverage on IdahoSports.com possible include your local Toyota dealer, Toyota, let's go places, Valley-wide co-op and country stores, and Project Filter, Idaho Fights Tobacco. We'd also like to thank our local advertisers tonight, D.L. Evans Bank, also AMI Supply, Franklin Building Supply, Adam Haynes Insurance, Kelly's Bearing, Burley Physical Therapy, Mount Harrison Audiology, K&R Rental and Sales, Les Schwab Tires, Magic Valley Tires, Les Schwab Tire Center in Rupert, Brewster Cheese, Barclay Truck Rebuilders, A&S Auto, and Cameron Electric. Big thanks to everybody that tuned in tonight. For Sean Kane, I'm Brandon Baney, our IdahoSports.com player of the game again. Minico senior kicker Angel Navarrete, 3 for 3 on extra points. 3 field goals as well from 42, 41, and 31 yards out, 12 points total. Until next week from Dayton, when West Side hosts Soda Springs. That'll be a Thursday night at 7 o'clock. So a little Thursday night football for you on IdahoSports.com. Until then, for Sean Kane, I'm Brandon Baney. Thanks for tuning in to Magic Valley Game Night on East Idaho, on Idaho Sports. I got to squeeze in one last.
You got it.
It's been a long day, man. Whew. I'm just going to get out of here before I say anything else.
See you guys later.
Bye. Good night, everybody, from IdahoSports.com.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com Game Streams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of IdahoSports.com is strictly prohibited.